What is up, everybody? This is Steve Sterlacci. Today we are looking at the new Nano Cortex 2.2 update. Man, Neural was busy. They let us down big time, I think, with the last update, being that there was nothing for quad cortex users and nothing good on the Nano front. And we're finally here. It seems like it was worth the wait, especially for quad cortex users. If you hadn't seen my quad cortex 3.3 update video, go check that out. But if you're a Nano Cortex only person, then this one's for you. So we got a couple of much needed things in this update, and I'm excited about it. So let's talk about the number one biggest thing, which is captures v2, meaning that they redid the capture process. They gave us a more advanced version of capturing. What this means is that we can now have captures of fuzz pedals, compression, and a lot more dynamics in some of the amp sounds, particularly the higher gain squashy amp sounds. So you can't actually make V2 captures in Nano Cortex just yet. It is in development and they do plan on having it out to us soon. I know this because they are sponsoring this video. They gave me early access to the beta, and that's why I'm here making the video for you guys. So if you're into quad cortex, Nano Cortex things, consider subscribing. 80% of my views come from people that are not subscribed. Let's get back to the content. So we got a ton of great included captures. So ton of great included captures. Yep. Say that 10 times fast. So we got 669 nice V2 captures across 41 devices that are available for everybody at the launch of this update. And here's the list of stuff that you are going to get here. A lot of cool bass amps. We've got a 2203. We've got the bunch of boutique heavy gain amps that I'm not really familiar with, but they sound really good. A casual Dumble overdrive special, which they added the full model to in the quad cortex update, but they were nice enough to include 29 V2 captures of that for your Nano Cortex. And just a bunch, we got two vintage amps, the 1958 5E2 Fender Deluxe and a Vox AC10. Great amps. We also got a vintage Gibson GA8. Actually, I don't know if that's vintage. That might be a new one. I'm not 100%. And the new Supro Thunderbolt. So now, this is where, not that it's a downer. I try to be fair with these things and try to evaluate everything as it comes to me. The excitement for the compressors, fuzz pedals, and overdrives don't really apply to Nano Cortex users, which is unfortunate because right now we can't do a second block. Hopefully that's something that comes in the future. I feel like Nano Cortex could really separate itself from the Tone X's and the other smaller options if we can stack two captures, especially now with V2, even if it's a V2 compressor, fuzz pedal, or overdrive, and then a V1, an older version of an amp model, because apparently the capture process, V2 is really just for those, and V1 is still the best route if you want to do regular amp pedals, and the same stuff that we've been doing. But V2 is really specialized for more compressed and more dynamic stuff like compressors and fuzzes. So it'd be really great if we got two capture slots, one for V2, one for V1, or two, whichever you have them, whichever you want. Other cool things that we got access to the Cortex Cloud offline, so you can actually connect via Bluetooth and it'll store things in your phone, so you're not dependent on Wi-Fi. If you're on a gig and need access to your cloud, you'll be able to access it through your Bluetooth. And automatic sum to mono. This is definitely something that was needed. Sometimes, I mean, realistically, I've never played stereo live in my life ever. It's just never happened. I've never been in a scenario where I needed to be stereo. So they have sum to mono. When I'm here in the studio making videos and stuff, going stereo is awesome. You get the panning, you get the nice width, you get that girth, that goodness. But if I don't want to mess with that preset, I want to take it straight to a gig. Now I can just use the left out. I'm pointing to my Nano Cortex, which is right there. That's why I'm doing this. I swear it's over there. So now we can sum to mono just by plugging in the left output, and we don't need to worry about reshaping a preset to have all mono effects. And we got a new tremolo effect, something that everybody was asking for that modulation block. Now we can do a tremolo. It's a basic tremolo, sounds great. It's good enough. We're going to check it out in a minute. And everything else, capture auditioning, you can do things through the Cortex Cloud app. I still think that the Cortex app needs some work. I feel like it would be much simpler if we can still connect Nano to the computer, to the quad cortex editor, and we could just have a big old list of our captures that we already have and that we downloaded that are all in one place, and we can just click and drag them. It's really hard to audition things that are downloaded. So now when you go to your profile, you're going to see that you have presets sent to me. Actually, I'll show you here. You can go to your profile here, and then you're going to hit neural captures that are shared with me on the bottom here. And you're going to have 700 captures shared with you, which you're not going to be able to try them out because you can only have 25 captures on your Nano Cortex at a time. If you have Quad Cortex, it's easy because you can just click through and audition those, no problem. There's no way that you could just click on one of these and audition it. I thought that if you were to hit play, that it would let you audition it, but that's unfortunately not the case. Maybe that's the intention. I am on a beta firmware, so maybe that's something that works because it does say capture auditioning. You can now quickly audition captures and IRs using the Cortex Cloud app. Audition directly from the cloud or your device with a single tap. But as you can see, I'm plugged in here. I mean, there's no change. This is a high gain sound. So it's just not changing. But yeah, let's go and look at some of this great stuff. So this is, I guess, the one preset I'm going to use and kind of just float around. Right now, I've got the US Deluxe in here. That is capture number 20 that they made. I've got my favorite York Audio M65. I use this impulse response for pretty much everything. I think it's the best digital modeling IR that there is. That's a York Audio. No affiliation. And that's the US Deluxe. And now we can go to our reverb. I just want a little bit of reverb so that I'm a little inspired here. Gonna kind of build a preset from scratch here. And the big thing I'm noticing about the V2 is the cleanup. You got really good cleanup. Sounds really good. Let's check out that tremolo because that is what's new. Go to my modulation, click here, and we've got tremolo. All right, now I'm getting carried away making a fun preset here. Check this out. Let's change this even. Let's keep going. How about we make that a modulated reverb? That was fun. And now I can actually unplug one output and I should still get a great sound because now I'm summed to mono. All right, let's get back to stereo though. So this is the GA8. Definitely has that exploding little amp vibe to it. Here's the ODS. This is the Dumble. This is obviously a clean setting. This is the Nailer. This is going to be a higher gain. This is a good solo sound. Probably a little heavy for what I normally do. What else do I have in here? Let's find one of the higher gain Dumbles. Oof, that is ripping. See, now I wish I could access the other ones of this, because if I go to change it, I do have a bunch of these downloaded and I can audition these here. But I wish I could audition from the big list before I decide to port them over, because going through and downloading 25 of these is going to be impossible because you have to wipe out your entire Nano Cortex. So hopefully that's something that we can work on, where we can audition from the downloads list instead of what's actually on the unit. So to access these, and if you want to put some of these on yours, go to your neural captures that are shared with me. And basically you have to go through here and, you know, say you want to try the rev gen. I would think that, but it's not changing the amp. So you basically have to make your decision based on gain level, hit download. So this is going to download, and then it's going to say add to your quad cortex, where you then have to make a decision on which one of the existing presets you want to swap it with. So I guess just because, you know, that's something I'm not using right now. But then, like, okay, that one's way too bright for me. So I've got to now go to a different one, hit download. And then I've got to replace it with that. So I want to find a darker version of this. You see, this might take a while because I've got to download it and then hope that it's right. I mean, that's not a bad sound. It's just way too bright for what I normally like. So that's definitely a limitation of how right now the quad cortex is working. But they're so on the right page by having this new capture tech. Adding effects, adding features to Nano is awesome. I'm really excited about this. I think it sounds great. I've said it from the beginning that I think the Nano Cortex really sounds great. And it's one of my favorite units. I just wish that it was a little bit easier to use in some certain ways. If we get 2 capture blocks in this, it's going to be game over. It's going to be one of the best units on the market. So yeah, that's the new 2.2 update for the Nano Cortex. If you made this far in the video, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.